You know, we knew that the Trump administration was going to try to pursue at least some form of mass deportations, but what we are currently seeing on the streets of America is probably some of the most un-American stuff that I have seen in quite some time. We've basically got this secret police. They're rolling around in plain clothes. They got face masks over their face. They're oftentimes wearing sunglasses or goggles so you can't identify these freaks. They're sneaking up on landscapers. They're rolling into Home Depots. They're going into the fashion district. And they're really instilling this sense of fear, whether you're documented or undocumented alike. All because Stephen Miller has this grand idea that we need to get as many black and brown folks out of this country as humanly possible. They're using cruelty for cruelty's sake. And we are now seeing these videos where ICE is now using violence and treating these people as though they're not even human. And I want to go ahead and show you the latest one that I've seen from down in California, where you've got a landscaper who is just doing his job in front of an IHOP, and all of a sudden, here comes ICE to engage in a violent arrest. Now, I do want to warn everybody, this is a graphic video, but I want to go ahead and play it for you, and then we will discuss. If you guys do appreciate my work, please do remember to subscribe.
Estoy grabando.
I mean, what are we doing here, folks? You've got a man who's a landscaper, who's just trying to do his job in front of an IHOP, trying to groom the land, whatever, cut the grass, trim the bushes. And then you've got ICE rolling up. I don't think they had a warrant. And now they're chasing this guy down. And what we see here is 4 or 5 agents holding him down to the pavement while one of them punches him in the face. I mean, what the hell are we doing here? If you think that mass deportations is something that we should be doing in this country, fine. We can have that policy debate. But when you're rolling these jackbooted thugs out into communities and you are using violence against immigrants, we're no longer having a policy discussion. This is not okay, no matter which way you cut it. Whether these people are documented or undocumented, you do not have the right to just go inflict violence on these folks and treat them as though they are not even human. And do we really think that this guy was a threat to the 4 or 5 officers, ICE agents, that were holding him down? I mean, what the hell is going on here? Let's go ahead and start playing this a little bit more here. You can see... Actually, let me go ahead and pause this or mute it really quick. You can see here, he's surrounded by a whole bunch of ICE agents. The one on top of him must be at least 225 pounds. The dude he's tackled is 5'7" and $150. And they're hitting him in the head? Again, what are we doing here, folks? This is just not okay. This is just un-American. The secret police do not have the right to go around and start assaulting people. And the most insufferable part about this whole thing is that we have a DHS right now that is trying to justify all of their actions, no matter how violent it may get. I mean, just look here, where DHS came out shortly after this incident and just tried to claim that, oh, well, this guy actually tried to assault the agents with his weed whacker. We're going to go ahead and get into that. Actually, I think it's after this tweet here. Let's just go ahead and watch this video together.
The Department of Homeland Security stated Barranco assaulted federal law enforcement with the weed whacker. DHS says while trying to detain him, Barranco swung the gardening tool directly at the agent's face and then raised it again at the agent in the intersection. All we can see in the videos are two moments.
Okay, I want to pause it right here because you see Barranco, he's running towards the camera right now. He is holding a weed whacker up in the air, but one of the ICE agents comes and sprays him in the face with mace or pepper spray or whatever it may be. So he's sprayed in the face with something. He does not swing this weed whacker at the agent. He kind of drops it because that was a kind of a normal reaction. But they're trying to say that this constitutes
with the weed whacker. In one, an agent
here's another
attempts
angle
to spray him. Moments later, another angle captures Barranco trying to open a car door before being tackled by another agent.
Look, I can come out and admit that maybe we didn't see everything that led up to this particular event. What we just saw here was not Barranco trying to wield his weed whacker as some sort of weapon. That is not what we just saw. What we saw was a man who was likely scared that a whole bunch of huge ICE agents were surrounding him and stalking him down like he was some sort of prey, and he's starting to run away to maybe try to protect himself a little bit. And when he gets hit in the face with mace, he kind of drops his shoulder a little bit, as many of us likely would do as some sort of normal reaction. And I want to go ahead and play this next video for you, because the IHOP manager witnessed this whole thing. And this is what he had to say about what he saw.
I know my dad didn't attack them. I know he didn't provoke them.
The manager of the IHOP says he knows what he saw Saturday.
He was protecting himself. Yeah, exactly. That's what I saw. But there's no attacking nobody.
Alejandro says he has this message for the Trump administration.
I know they're doing what they think is right, but I just hope that they find a place in their heart for people like my dad.
Now, unfortunately, I really just don't think this administration is going to find any place in their heart for any of these people. They have dehumanized these people for so long that many in the MAGA movement are cheering this shit on. Where you've got ICE agents rolling around in face masks and carrying out assaults on black and brown folks because maybe they might be undocumented. Again, I don't think they ever proved that there was any sort of warrant involved, whether it was a judicial or administrative warrant. I don't think they ever proved that they had any of that. So what it appears to me at this point, like I said, more information can come out and maybe it would shape this story one way or the other. But what it looks like is this guy was working outside of an IHOP. He's a brown guy. He's engaged in lawn work or yard work or whatever you want to call it. And it seems like these ICE agents kind of racially profiled him and rolled up on him, kind of snuck up on him, and then he kind of started to run away. I mean, just take a look at how these people kind of approach these situations. Here are the ICE agents. Like I said, they're in plain clothes. They do have, their body armor on that says police. We've talked before about how this is still problematic because many people are now trying to imitate these ICE agents or police officers. So when you are covering your face, you're not identifying yourself. It makes it really hard for people to trust that this is the federal government coming to do their job, especially when it looks like this.
When he was approached by agents.
From what I'm thinking is he saw.
So you got three big dudes. You can't even see their face at all. They're wearing hats. They're wearing sunglasses. They do have their bulletproof vest on, like I mentioned before. But this is all that the landscaper sees, is three dudes coming at him. What would you do? Me personally, I might be a little scared. Let's go ahead and continue.
Like these individuals come up with masks, civilian clothes with guns out. Pretty sure you got scared.
What stands out the most out of that video for you?
Just the way all like 3-4 guys, 200+ pound guys had to hold him down. He's maybe 5'7", 150 pounds. I don't think it takes that much force.
Yeah, it probably doesn't take that much force. And like we already evaluated, it didn't look like that guy was any threat to any of the agents. It looked like he was trying to cover himself up because somebody was punching him in the head. This is just not okay. Like I said, if you think mass deportations is a policy idea that we should pursue, we can have that conversation. But I will never, ever agree that it's okay to start treating people like they are less than human, which is what we are currently seeing from this Trump administration as they roll into communities all around the country and are instilling fear on these communities, all because Stephen Miller decided that the detention numbers weren't high enough, and therefore we're going to go ahead and have a change of policy. We're not going to target the criminals. We're going to go ahead and start rolling into Home Depots. We're going to start sneaking up on gardeners. We're going to start rolling into the fashion district. Also, Stephen Miller could try to get their numbers up. That is what this is all about. And I just want to put a little bit of a finer point on this, because the Cato Institute recently did, I don't know if you'd call it a study, but they did an analysis of the numbers that we are currently seeing from these ICE arrests. And look at here. ICE detains very few serious public safety threats. This is a problem, folks. This is the problem with not targeting criminals, which we can all agree. If we have undocumented criminals here, get them out of the country, make them serve their sentence, and deport them out of the country. Everybody is fine with that. But with this new policy shift, with Stephen Miller in charge of these mass deportations, this is what we are currently seeing. We know that 65.4% of folks that were arrested by ICE have no criminal record at all. None. None. Okay? 7% of those that are arrested have immigration-related blemishes on their record. Some of them are traffic. 6.9% are traffic violations, so civil violations. Maybe somebody got, they ran a red light. They got caught for speeding. Those are the types of charges there. We have other, 5.6%. I'm not exactly sure what that includes. We also have vice, so I think that's like drugs and prostitution maybe, stuff like that. And then we have property at 3.7%. So maybe stealing something, maybe damaging property. But here's the big kicker, guys. 6.9%. Less than 7% of the folks that they are arresting have violent records, violent convictions, violent charges. Less than 7%. This administration told us that they were going after the criminals, that they were going after the bad dudes, that they were going to get all those folks out of the country. That is not what is happening here. And again, like I said before, this is because Stephen Miller decided that he was going to have a change of policy. Using public data from Customs and Border Protection, which does not include details of criminal convictions, we can see the trend in ICE bookings from the start of the Trump administration. During the first 2 weeks of June, ICE brought into custody nearly 927 non-criminals. That represents a roughly threefold increase compared to the rate of non-criminals booked and during the first week of this administration. This shift in policy resulted from White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller's meeting at the end of May when he ordered ICE to start arresting more non-criminals. "What do you mean you're going after the criminals?" he said. "Why aren't you at Home Depot? Why aren't you at 7-Eleven?" Since then, ICE and Border Patrol have shifted to roaming U.S. streets and workplaces to round up immigrants regardless of the public threat that they may pose. Is that what we should really be doing here? And how are they going after these people if they don't have any warrants? Many of the times they do not have any warrants at all. Judicial, administrative, or otherwise. So are they just racial profiling all these folks? Saying, oh, well, he's working on a construction site. He looks like he could be Mexican. Yeah, I think we're going to go bust down the doors and see who we can get. Because that's what it seems like what is happening right now. And now we are seeing that they are upping their tactics, that they are upping the violence, and that they are treating these folks like they are less than human. Like I said, This is some of the most un-American stuff that I have seen in quite some time. Not only should we not have masked police officers rolling through the streets just picking people up based on their skin color, but no police officer, no police agency should be engaged in violence the way that these ICE agents are engaging in violence. So we are going to go ahead and keep an eye on this, guys. It is absolutely devastating what is going on in our country right now. Obviously, if you've been with the channel for a while, you'll know that this is a subject matter that really gets under my skin, that I care a lot about. I don't think we should be treating anybody like this. I don't care if you've been in this country for 20 years, if you haven't got in trouble, you know, I think we should find a way to citizenship, whether that be paying a fine and then working, whatever the system may be. And that's what most of the American people agree with as well. We've gone over polling to that effect. Most Americans think that if you've been in this country for 10 or 20 years, if you've been paying your taxes, if you've been, you know, contributing to your community and you're not getting in trouble, you're not causing any problems, then we should let you stay here. It is completely contrary to what this administration is doing. They are rounding up anybody that they possibly can because Stephen Miller has a hard-on for deporting as many black and brown folks as he possibly can. So I will leave it there for now, guys. If you guys got anything out of this video, please do remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Maybe share with a friend or two. I'd very much appreciate that. We are trying to build something here on the left that adequately pushes back against the right-wing media ecosystem that just launders all of this fascist nonsense for the Trump administration day in and day out. So if you do like what I do here, please do remember to smash that subscribe button. Of course, that is free. And if you guys want to see how the MAGA base is trying to rewrite the script and really trying to deflect all violence that their side foments away from them and trying to blame it on the left, go ahead and watch that video on the screen now. It is quite insane. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one.